Steno peeps, Jen back with some Magnum Steno chapter drilling. Today we're going to be going over chapters 9 through 12. I will mainly be focusing on briefs and contractions and phrases. So let's dig in. Accrue, accrual, accrued, accruals, cute, rudely, actual, actually, curious, curiously, produce, produced, producer, produce, produced, producer, studio, secure, securely, security, sewer, sugar, actual, sugar, actually, sewer, curious, security, curiously, securely, produce, secure, produced, studio, producer, you'd, you'll, your, you'd, you'll, your. Those are contractions. 2A, should you, should be, should you be, through the, through it, your a, through the, should be, through it, should you be, 2A, should you, prioritize, spicy, stylize, stylized, stylizes, satisfy, satisfied, aside, pilot, require, retire, wildlife, wildfire, repeat, repeated, repeatedly, repeat, repeated, repeatedly, satisfy, satisfied, aside, satisfied, aside, satisfy. Contractions. I'd, I'll, I'd be, I'd been, I'll be, you'll be, will be, we'd be, they'll be, he'll be, she'll be, she'd be, she'd been, he'd be, he'd been, you'd be, you'd been, a while, and I'll, high school, kind of, kinds of, that is right, that's right, type of, types of, what kind of, what kinds of, what type of, what types of, type of, what types of, what kinds of, what kind of. Apology, apologize, appropriate, appropriately, other, others, ordinarily, proceed, procedure, procedural, provide, provided, provider, preside, provided, proceed, procedure, procedural, proceed, procedure, procedural, provide, provided, provider, provide, provided, provider, preside, presided, reports, report, reported, reportedly, reporter, report, reports, reported, reportedly, reporter, territory, territorial, thorough, thoroughly, today, together, willow, wholesale, as though, court reporter, obvious, obviously, ourself, ourselves, powerful, somehow, throughout, without, powerful, obvious, somehow, ourself, obviously, throughout, ourselves, without, hows, how about the, how does, how the, how to be, how to do, how would, what about the, of our, of ours, on our, to our, with our, out of, topic, typo, topic, typo, as soon as, so as to, as soon as, so as to, take place, takes place, took place, audits, audit, audited, toss, caught, ought, sought, taught, thought, wrought, also, although, water, I saw, she saw, when I saw, you saw, when you saw, that we saw, caught it, put it, all of us, all of the, all of it, and all of, and all of the, at all day long, as soon as, so as to, ought to be, ought to go, ought to say, ought to see, ought to do, how about the, how does, how the, how to be, how to do, how would, what about the, how to be, how to do, what about the, of our, of ours, of our, of ours, on our, to our, on our, to our, with our, out of, obvious, obviously, powerful, somehow, proceed, procedure, procedural, provide, provided, provider, preside, presided, a while and aisle, kind of, kinds of, that is right, that's right, type of, types of, what kind of, what kinds of, what type of, what types of, to a, should you, should be, should you be, through the, through it, you're a, actual, actually, curious, curiously, produce, produced, producer, studio, secure, securely, security, sewer, sugar. All right, that's a wrap. You can kind of see how I personally like to drill briefs. I really like going in the order in which Mark does drill them and then mixing them up after the fact. But a lot of those ones that sound similar, I like to drill over and over again the bundles of words that have the add-on ending. So like report, reported, reportedly, just keep drilling those because a lot of them can sound similar, especially with the P words, all of those ones that were in there. like proceed, procedure, procedural, provide, provided, provider, preside, presided. All of those are really good to practice over and over again in little bundles. So I hope this helped, and I'll catch you on the next dictation.